Chapter 51. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In Mingde Hall. Today, I accompanied the Emperor to the weaving bureau, and then Xiao Bing told Yi Qinglian the whole story in detail, but because of Chu Ning's initial request, she didn't talk about the technique, but just changed her words to say that she encountered a dilemma in cultivation, and then was enlightened by Chu Ning. Afterwards, she practiced and broke through from the peak of the 4th realm to the 5th realm. Because the breakthrough was indeed due to Chu Ning's technique, it would not be a problem if it was Chu Ning's enlightenment, and then she probably told Chu Ning's identity. That's what happened. Xiao Bing always felt that the Emperor was not joking. The two who heard this, one was unbelievable, and the other showed disdain. An otherworldly master. Where does the otherworldly master come from? He is just making up stories based on your Majesty's favor. I have also seen Chu Ning. I can't see any cultivation or spiritual fluctuations. I'm afraid he has been practicing for a while and has no idea how high the sky is and how deep the earth is. If he is really an otherworldly master, why don't I practice with him in person? If he can survive one of my moves, it's not a problem for me to recognize him as my master. After saying that, Fang Horan snorted coldly and said in a deep voice, "That man is making trouble. Xiao Bing, why are you making trouble too? Don't pay attention to this man. He can do whatever he wants as long as he doesn't interfere with your Majesty's dynasty." Xiao Bing hurriedly explained. Actually, Xiao Bing doesn't believe it either, but now Xiao Bing has really broken through the 5th realm. Her momentum was revealed, and Fang Horan was stunned. Yi Qinglian on the side widened her eyes in surprise. The 5th realm at the age of 30, actually appeared in the Daqian Dynasty. Fang Horan also looked incredible and didn't want to believe it at all. How is it possible? Is it really the guidance of Chu Ning? Yes, Mr. Fang. After all, the technique was indeed given by Chu Ning, but it's not easy to say, but it is indeed because of Chu Ning, isn't it? Yi Qinglian, who was standing aside, pondered for a moment, looking at the surprised Xiao Bing, and thought of the not-so-serious Chu Ning. She also heard what Xiao Bing said just now, a hermit. His cultivation is too high and he doesn't want to show it. If she wants, can he help her unify the world? Although Yi Qinglian does not have any bad feelings towards Chu Ning now, and even thinks it's good to have this guy around, but this kind of words, daydreaming, wouldn't this guy sleep in her bed and think about it? It's very likely, after all. He has always been a bit off. Fang Horan frowned, and he couldn't associate it with her either. This is simply a wild boar that has taken away his own cabbage, and he still claims to be a hermit. Ha! Didn't Chu Ning say that the alliance of the great Zhou dynasty was also led by him? But with his current cultivation level, it takes him a full half a month to go to the great Zhou dynasty. How can this be explained? Yi Qinglian also confirmed this statement. Chu Ning never leaves the palace, and the previous matter of the imperial observatory of the great Zhou dynasty was also solved by Mr. Fang. This guy has never left the palace except to stay by her side and take advantage of her. There is no reason for this statement, let alone they don't believe it. After saying these words, Xiao Bing also didn't believe it. I just came to tell your Majesty, but Xiao Bing doesn't believe it either. Fang Horan pondered for a moment and shook his head. It's not entirely correct to say that I solved the matter of the Imperial Observatory. After all, when I rushed there, those high-level cultivators, especially the Heavenly Master of the Imperial Observatory, had no fighting power. I easily killed them. The rest of the cultivators were just rotten fish and shrimps. Yi Qinglian paused and remembered the details of the previous incident. By the way, Mr. Fang said at that time that some cultivators looked dazed, as if their souls were completely destroyed. Even Mr. Fang just now wondered if Yi Qinglian had some deeper hidden clues. His cultivation was too high, and he shocked the great Zhou dynasty through the matter of the Imperial Observatory, so it was like this. For a moment, Yi Qinglian combined Xiaobing's seemingly incredible and irrational words and began to summarize. Xiaobing's current cultivation cannot be faked. She admitted that it was Chu Ning's instruction, but of course, Xiaobing's cultivation level has also improved rapidly during this period, and it cannot be directly judged that Chu Ning is a hermit. But suppose there really is such a person with profound cultivation beside them. Tianxiang came to the outside of the palace of the Daqian Dynasty, was discovered by that person, destroyed his consciousness, was discovered by Feng Lao again, and then cleaned up. Then, this existence revealed his identity and strength, standing on the side of her dynasty, making the entire Dazhou dynasty dare not have any what thoughts. Therefore, he offered huge benefits and requested the alliance to be friends forever, in order not to offend this existence in the future, as if, it makes sense. Qinglian was stunned. If this is true, then everything seems to be answered. In addition, after Chu Ning arrived, the Daqian dynasty not only had a more prosperous dragon energy than the dynasties in the world, but was even blessed by luck. The statement of the ancestors' protection is actually not very convincing. After all, they are all people from the upper realm and it is impossible for them to return. Could it be true? Feng Horen's mouth twitched and he hesitated to speak. Your Majesty, although I feel something is a bit strange, if it is all attributed to Chu Ning. Is it too ridiculous? To put it bluntly, Chu Ning is just a person who relied on a pretty boy to get into the royal family. What kind of identity can he have? You believe him if he says so. If he says that he is the first in the world, do you have to believe it too? Qinglian smiled slightly and looked at Feng Horen. Mr. Feng, I will investigate this matter with full authority. Regardless of whether it has anything to do with Chu Ning, the alliance is actually beneficial to our Daqian dynasty. Mr. Feng is now at the peak of the 7th realm, right? If you get these resources, can you hope to impact the 8th realm of Wuji? That the old man hesitated for a moment and shook his head. The Wuji level depends on talent, opportunity, and resources. My roots are not high at all. Now this kind of strength is actually a bit empty. If you want to break through, even if you have all these, I am afraid it will take hundreds of years. Qinglian felt a little regretful and said helplessly, if there is a cultivator at the Wuji level, even the Daqian dynasty will be wary, let alone the Luohen dynasty. At this moment, Xiaobing, although she did not believe in Chu Ning's identity as a master, she reminded him tentatively at this moment. Otherwise, Mr. Feng should go to Chu Ning to ask if he can give any advice. Xiaobing. You are also making trouble. How can I ask that kid for advice? Mr. Feng, just treat it as a test. If you can't do it, it means it's fake. Qinglian also smiled. He said that even if the sky sees him, it's just a mayfly seeing the sky. Mr. Feng can try it. Just treat it as a joke with us. Feng Horen heard helplessly. Your Majesty said so. If that's the case, I might as well test his true level. After speaking, the old man bowed and retreated. In the Mingde Hall, Qinglian smiled and held Xiaobing's hand, looking at the girl in front of him. You have broken through the 5th realm. The speed is so fast. I am afraid that it will take less than 100 years, but 10 years to reach a new level of breaking through the void. If you need anything, just ask me. Xiaobing nodded vigorously, thinking of the technique. In fact, if you want to take it out, the technique that can trigger the power of heaven in the 4th realm is definitely not an ordinary method, and it is even more powerful than the core technique of the Yi family. Mr. Ke said that it was specially prepared for His Majesty. He was afraid that His Majesty would think he was biased, although it was suspected of fooling people. Xiaobing still held back. Xiaobing thinks that His Majesty should really ask about the identity of the Emperor, in case it is really. Qinglian didn't care, just poked Xiaobing's head. You also followed him to make trouble. Forget it, didn't Mr. Feng go? With Mr. Feng here, I'll just test him for me. But Your Majesty. I feel that the Emperor doesn't seem to be willing to tell the truth to others, but the Emperor cares about Your Majesty very much. If Your Majesty asks him, he will definitely tell you. Qinglian also thought about it after hearing this. This guy doesn't look like a master at all, but the previous guess has already given her some ideas. Okay, I'll go and ask him myself. Xiaobing suddenly blushed and lowered her head. Qinglian noticed something was wrong and looked at him in confusion. What's wrong? Well, the Emperor also said. If your majesty needs any advice. She suppressed her embarrassment and finished what Chu Ning had told her. Qinglian was stunned for a long time before she took a deep breath to calm down. Okay, let her go to Chu Ning's room in the middle of the night, right? Go. I will cut it off for you tonight, and see if you dare to have any more random thoughts. Chapter 55. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm sleepy. I'll take care of anything in the afternoon. If you want to sleep, just go to sleep. After lunch, Qinglian yawned with a hint of fatigue between her eyebrows. During this period, not only did she eat a lot, but she was always sleepy. She had to sleep not only at night but also in the afternoon. She always felt that she didn't sleep enough. She threw all the burdens on Chu Ning, and she felt a little guilty, but according to Chu Ning, it seems that husband and wife shouldn't be so distant, but they are not really husband and wife after all. No need. I'll take a short rest. Xiaobing, you can call me later. If you're not too busy, I'll take care of it. Xiaobing went out with the plate to clean up, and Chu Ning immediately helped Qinglian to the bed. Eat, drink and sleep with me. If you want, Qinglian, I'll move in right away. Qinglian rolled her eyes and glanced at Chu Ning. This kind of thing was impossible, but Qinglian still reminded her. On weekdays, it doesn't matter what happens in the palace. I am here after all, and Mr. Fong won't blame you too much. But if you go out of the palace, don't brag about being a hermit. If you get beaten, it will be too late to save you. At least let Xiaobing take you with you. Xiaobing can solve most of the troubles in the imperial city. Even if she can't solve them. Okay, I got it. Chu Ning smiled and helped Qinglian take off her dragon robe, and helped Qinglian lie down. There's nothing to worry about. Rest first. I'll call you later. Qinglian looked up at Chu Ning's face. From the tone of his voice, it seemed that Chu Ning was going out. Where are you going? To find ingredients. I can make a meal with the ingredients, but now it seems that it's not enough. I have to get some more. Qinglian didn't say much, but nodded calmly, covered the quilt and closed her eyes slightly. Well, it's better to be low-key when you go out. It doesn't matter if you use your status as an emperor to pressure others. In the Daqian Dynasty, my name is still very useful. Chu Ning smiled. Okay, I can really be domineering with you. Don't mess around, anything is fine. After saying that, Qinglian suddenly felt the warmth between her lips, and suddenly opened her eyes, looking stunned. The culprit had already run away, and he didn't forget to wave before leaving. Qinglian, have a good rest, I will bring you a gift today. Looking at that figure, Qinglian, who was embarrassed and angry, couldn't help but clench her fists. She already trusted Chu Ning not to mess around, but he kissed him while she closed her eyes. Didn't they kiss in the morning? Couples don't kiss every day, how can this happen? It's always angry, but there's nothing to do. After Chu Ning's voice went away, the anger gradually subsided, and only the shyness that was hard to hide was left. The more Qinglian thought about it, the more confused she became. She covered her head with the quilt and gnashed her teeth. Wasn't it agreed that he would be the father of the child? If this goes on, she will be caught too. Why didn't she cut him just now? If she cut him once, he would never dare to do it again next time. But I couldn't do it, just think of it as being bitten by a dog. Go to sleep. Outside the Tianxiang palace, Chu Ning returned to his chair and continued to bask in the sun. Xiaobing quickly cleaned up and immediately trotted over. Emperor, do you want to rest for a while too? Xiaobing hesitated, but still spoke up, mainly because she wanted to verify whether what Chu Ning said was true. Although it is very likely that he is just fooling people, more and more things prove that the emperor is not simple. And the emperor also agreed to take her to find food. What kind of blue cow, real dragon, soft bone rabbit, etc., are all creatures recorded in ancient books, and the lowest are all celestial realms. But the emperor will not take her out of the palace to the vegetable market later, to pick vegetables, right? No. Chu Ning slowly stood up and shook his head. Aren't you going? Isn't he waiting for you? Xiao Bing immediately became excited. Then are we going out of the palace? Chu Ning looked at him with a puzzled look. Why do we have to go out of the palace? Xiao Bing was stunned. If we don't go out of the palace, where can we find food? Isn't it the same where you ascend to the upper realm? Just as Xiao Bing was hesitating, a light golden halo appeared under their feet. She was stunned and looked at Chu Ning, who was wearing a light golden dragon-patterned python robe, and the same golden light was shining on it, moving with the wind. Dense array patterns appeared, and their complexity was so great that they were so beautiful that they could be seen in the sky. The speed was far beyond Xiao Bing's imagination. Just a glance made her feel dizzy. She immediately raised her head and dared not look at the formation again. The next moment, the surrounding world suddenly changed. The palace disappeared. Instead, there was a more magnificent eternal sky. The huge mountains that were comparable to the sky were undulating, and colorful clouds were rising and spreading. In the clouds in the distance, an endless huge figure was flying, but after sensing some breath, it fled madly. That man is here again. They treat the real dragon clan as leeks and cut them. They come to hunt every few days. Xiao Bing looked at her feet in astonishment. At this moment, she was walking on the clouds, and the world seemed to be bowing down at her feet. Before she could be surprised, she saw the figure fleeing madly in the distance. The size of a real dragon is enough to occupy the entire imperial city. The huge body can't see the end at all, but it is extremely small in this eternal sky. Xiao Bing was stunned instantly. That's a real dragon, that she couldn't be dreaming. But even smaller, as if it was the sky, a pair of huge arms suddenly fell, and the slowest one was caught directly. Chu Ning, on the other hand, stood with his hands behind his back and looked at the scene in front of him without changing his expression. Xiao Bing immediately grabbed Chu Ning's sleeve. Emperor. Whose arm is that? Let's go quickly, in case we are found. The crazy spiritual fluctuations were the last struggle of the real dragon at the level of the celestial phenomenon. The dragon's roar shook the world, and countless beings noticed this scene, and they were aware of it. The hunter appeared again. The old men of many holy lands and Daozhou immediately hurried on their way without leaving any effort, desperate to see him. Such a being is very likely to be an unrecorded great emperor. After all, who can hunt the real dragon clan at the extreme level of the celestial phenomenon if he is not an emperor? Chu Ning was puzzled. We are here to find food, how could it be someone else? That while chatting and laughing, the huge real dragon was completely suppressed to death. After the dragon marrow was taken out, it only weighed about 4 or 5 pounds. This section is the most delicious part of it, and it also contains the strongest dragon energy. After eating it, your cultivation will improve quickly. As he spoke, the dragon marrow was already wrapped in spiritual energy. It fell into Xiao Bing's hands. She looked at the golden dragon marrow in front of her in astonishment. This is not what the emperor uses to make soup. The soup that His Majesty likes to drink the most, could it be from the real dragon? Really, she has seen this look before. So the method just now was the emperor. Boom. The huge body, no longer alive, fell down. Okay, let's go to the next place. Xiao Bing was stunned, grabbed Chu Ning's sleeve, and pointed to the place where the figure could no longer be seen, which was exactly the place where the slain real dragon fell. Emperor, 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 emperor. That is a real dragon. What is this place? Bei Ming Sea outside the 3,000 days in the upper realm, the habitat of the real dragon clan. Don't worry, this thing is not an endangered species. I have investigated a lot, and their reproduction speed is faster than we kill them. No, Emperor. That is really a real dragon. But I heard that real dragons are all celestial beings, just like that. Strangled to death by a hand, and then the dragon marrow was stripped off. And the body of the real dragon was thrown away, without even a glance. A creature at the celestial level was just thrown away like that. Those are all treasures. The kind that your Majesty would faint with excitement after seeing. Chu Ning put his hands behind his back and looked down at the girl, his eyes revealing a hint of confusion. I've already told you that I have a high level of cultivation, right? You only believe it now. Xiao Bing was so anxious that she was about to stamp her feet. Not only Xiao Bing doesn't believe it, your majesty doesn't believe it either. Chu Ning smiled and waved his hands. What are you talking about? Qinglian said she believes me, you must be overthinking it. No, Emperor, your majesty really. Suddenly, dozens of figures suddenly appeared in front of Chu Ning. The leader had a hunched body, but his aura was extremely strong, but when he saw the golden dragon robe in front of him, he still didn't dare to look up and look directly. Senior, we are fortunate to finally see your true face. Sorry to bother you. Xiao Bing suddenly froze and slowly turned around. The dozens of figures in front of him were all full of momentum, especially the old man in the lead. A dim dark light kept appearing on his body, as if he was in the void. One of the 10 great emperors in the world, the Void Emperor, who had been in seclusion for tens of thousands of years, could not see through the cultivation of the person in front of him at all. I heard a descendant of the Taoist sect mention it before, I didn't believe it at all, but now, I have seen it with my own eyes. Above the great emperor, there is a realm, and the person in front of me is exactly that. I am Su Dingfang, the descendant of the Void Daotong lineage, and I am honored to meet you, Senior. Chapter 56. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 3,000 Dao continents in the upper realm are governed by the 10 major Dao sections. And each Dao sect has a great emperor in charge. The Void Emperor is the actual controller of the 300 continents in the Northern Territory. All the cultivators behind him are his descendants. Today, the real dragon was killed in the North Sea again. It could only be this person. I didn't expect that I would really run into him after trying my best to go there. Su Dingfang was so excited that he was breathing rapidly and didn't know how to speak. Senior. Senior, it's a realm above the Emperor. I didn't expect that there is a realm above the Emperor, and it's you, Senior, that such an existence can only exist for countless years, and it is even older than their existence, and it can even have a great connection with the origin of this world. It's not a problem that I haven't heard of it, but now I have seen it with my own eyes. Xiao Bing looked at the figure in front of him. What descendant of the void lineage? The momentum of any existence in front of him is far better than that of Fang Horan Fang Lao in his peak period. Any existence that appears in the Daqian Dynasty can destroy its country. But these people are actually against the Emperor. Chu Ning's face gradually became unhappy, and he looked at everyone present with a cold gaze. Are you staring at me? In an instant, even the great Emperor Su Dingfang felt a chill in his back and shook his head to deny it. That's not the case. I just admire you, Senior. You are like a dragon that is hard to find. I can only see you at this time. I just come here to admire you. The other cultivators all lowered their heads tightly and dared not speak. Chu Ning's eyes did not change, he just stared at the old man in front of him, his voice cold. Give me a reason not to kill you in one breath. Xiao Bing was suddenly stunned, looking at Chu Ning, who was usually friendly, in surprise. What? He seemed to have done nothing. Why did he say that? Shouldn't he? However, the old man has begun to explain frantically, as if the deadline is approaching. I have been in seclusion for 10,000 years, and I came out for you. 1/3 of a breath. The old man felt a chill on his back, and immediately changed his words. I admire you for your profound cultivation, not for any thoughts, but half a breath. In his eyes, golden pupils had already lit up, and the pressure of the heavenly Tao suddenly came, and several people knelt on the spot, and even the old man could not resist at all. Su Dingfang couldn't figure out the mind of the existence in front of him. Such a tyrannical existence is unpredictable, and it is reasonable to regard a sudden visit as hostility, but he has explained his purpose clearly. No. He was regarded as a peeper by the existence in front of him. If he wants to solve it, he must give a better reason. Su Dingfang saw the dragon marrow in Xiaobing's hand at a glance. Senior took the dragon marrow, it must be for cooking. There is an emperor-grade chef in my Taoist school, who can cook for you. The pressure did not weaken, but Chu Ning did not count down. Su Dingfang saw the solution at a glance. It's not cooking, Senior can do it himself, it must be to find ingredients. I am the Void Emperor. There are many delicious ingredients in the void that cannot be found in all the worlds. Senior, you came here to hunt the real dragon this time, it must be for materials. It's better to leave this kind of trivial matter to me. Not only can you get the ingredients from all the heavens and all the worlds, but also the creatures in the void. Chu Ning's expression moved slightly when he heard it, and the pressure dissipated instantly. He thought for a while. It just so happens that I'm in a hurry now. I must bring the ingredients back before the evening. If I go by myself, I will definitely have time, but I'm afraid it will be too late to prepare a gift for my wife. Dinner can't be delayed, and there are also babies. The few people breathed a sigh of relief, with a look of relief on their faces after surviving the disaster, but before they could speak, they were thrown a list: true dragon bone marrow, the thigh of the ancient phoenix, the skinned soft bone rabbit, and many precious ingredients. Chu Ning smiled and looked at the old man in front of him. If you can't prepare, I will go there myself. The old man didn't hesitate at all. Among them, the most difficult to catch is the meat bone rabbit. But it's not that he can't catch it. He is at the level of the emperor. Killing the soft bone rabbit at the extreme level is like killing an ant. But that place is the imperial domain of other emperors, forget it. If you can get close to this senior, it's nothing. Please wait here, senior, I'll be back soon. Well, 1 hour, if you can't do it, you don't have to come back. Don't worry, senior, that even the emperor has to bow down when the opportunity is sitting. It's nothing more than finding some ingredients. The figures of the crowd disappeared in an instant. Xiao Bing came back to her senses and looked at the figures that had disappeared in astonishment. She looked at Chu Ning again and hesitated to speak. The emperor is very powerful, unexpectedly strong, too strong. It is not the level she imagined at all. That old man is the Void Emperor. What realm is the emperor? But it can be heard from the old man's words. The Biming Sea where the true dragon clan lives is the place where the Void Emperor's imperial domain is located. The true dragons here are all celestial beings. And the existence of these people must be higher than that true dragon, and they are existences that she cannot spy on at all, and they are even emperors. But such a person was almost wiped out by the emperor just now, seemingly because the emperor was unhappy. I always feel that the emperor is not the same, feeling very cold and far away. Xiao Bing hesitated to speak. Chu Ning looked at him in confusion. What's wrong? Didn't I say that my cultivation is very high? What's so surprising about this? Xiao Bing was silent for a moment and shook her head vigorously. I just feel that the emperor's cultivation seems too high, much higher than his majesty. Didn't I say that? But... Xiao Bing didn't dare to continue, fearing that Chu Ning would get angry, because she never believed it. Chu Ning was stunned when she saw that her wingman was silent and called herself a servant. You are my wingman, you can't do this. What's wrong, Xiao Bing, you don't want to talk? I just feel that the emperor is very strange. I'm not always like this. But, the emperor is not like this in front of his majesty and Xiao Bing, and even Mr. Fong who can't stand the emperor. Chu Ning waved his hand and sighed helplessly. People, you can't always show a strong appearance to anyone. Although Qinglian is usually very cool, aren't we easygoing when we are alone? Xiao Bing paused and didn't speak. Chu Ning smiled and said, when you do things, you have to look at who you are dealing with. For example, Qinglian is my wife and the mother of my child. What can I say? You are Qinglian's person and have a good relationship with me. What can I say? Even if it is old man Fong, although he has a bad temper, he is your majesty's person after all. Kindness should be reserved for those around you. Such people are considered real people. Qinglian is like this, am I not the same? Xiao Bing seemed to understand what he said, and then he looked at Chu Ning tentatively. Then, Emperor, you won't kill me just because of my words, just like you did to those people just now. Chu Ning nodded seriously. When the time comes, I will choose a better cemetery for you in the imperial mausoleum. Xiao Bing was about to cry. Emperor, Xiao Bing will definitely not dare to do anything in the future. Emperor, don't bury me. Come on, it's just a joke. Look at what you said, those old men jumped in front of me without saying a word. Who knows what they do? Can't I scare them? Xiao Bing nodded vigorously after hearing this, and was relieved. The emperor didn't want to bury her, so he was relieved. Then Emperor, what about that real dragon? Just don't want it like this. What do you want it for? Isn't the most essential part here? But the things on the real dragon are all priceless. Chu Ning pulled the corner of his mouth. Isn't what you eat on weekdays more valuable than the body of that little dragon? Xiao Bing was stunned suddenly, as if she had guessed something. Your Majesty, and Xiao Bing's cultivation level has improved because of the Emperor's food. She said that no one else has improved. Why did it happen to them? And not only the cultivation, but even the aptitude and other things have changed a lot. It turns out that it's all because of the Emperor. What do you think? The rabbit you chopped today is an old rabbit I killed before. It has lived for 100,000 years and has cultivated a martial soul. Do you know how expensive that thing is? 10 real dragons combined can't compare to it. Xiao Bing really cried this time. Emperor, I didn't mean it, I just... Chu Ning waved his hand without caring. It's okay, these monsters reproduce quickly, there is no need to worry about extinction, at most you can cultivate them when the time comes, the main thing is that Qinglian likes to eat them. After speaking, Chu Ning had an extra piece of black iron in his hand. Xiao Bing took a deep breath and suppressed his inner excitement. Emperor, what is this? It's a gift for Qinglian. Today, your sword broke and I just remembered that I actually gave Qinglian that kind of sword. After speaking, a golden lightning fell. Left is 0, right is fire, thunder God help me. 9 heavens thunder, fall.